Hello, and welcome to Academia Obscura, which sounds brilliant, but if translated, makes no sense at all. We're here to play D&D, and I'm joined by 5 wonderful players who will be attending the school life. The game will be magical school, but I'm going to stop comparing it to Harry Potter because everybody wanted to be wizards, and that would not make a very interesting campaign. But let me introduce you to our characters, and then I'll explain a little bit of the story and the setting. Firstly, let's go with Tyne.
Hello, I am Tyne, and I'm going to be playing Lora, a wood elf druid.
Thank you, Tyne. Andrea, would you like to go next?
Greetings. I'm glad to make your acquaintance. My name is Iron, and I'm part of the Mysthorn regiment. Like all these cool folks, I will be your fighter for today.
India, would you like to go next?
Hi, I'm India, and I'm going to be playing Nyx, the Changeling Bard.
Aaron? Oh, Aaron, my Aaron. Can anybody hear me, or is...
Yeah.
Oh.
Push to talk?
Apologies, my name is Aaron. I'll be playing Thaddeus Kilgraves, your resident warlock.
Okay, and Sammy.
Hello, I am Sammy. I will be playing Rosefina LyonHart, or Rosie for short. I'm a happy-go-lucky wizard.
Just realised, did any of you... I know India mentioned she was a changeling, but did any of you other guys mention your races?
Ye.
Oh, yes, you did, Tyne, sorry. Yeah, we'll get into it anyway, later on. So, welcome to East Crater Academy, a military academy set up by the Republic in order to train the youth for whatever reasons, be them disgraced by their families, orphans, or anything in between. You have been students here for the past 5 years, and rumours have been going around that you're getting close to your graduation. This morning, you were taken from your humble courtyards and dormitories, which you've known for the past 5 years, which have been very akin to a prison almost, and into the main academy, where you've been taken into a classroom with, how many is it? 12 other individuals. A couple you recognise, but the majority of them are very unfamiliar to you. Each of them, although they're wearing similar uniforms to you, they have different colours as their main focus. You being all part of the Mysthorn house, it's all blue, but there are reds and greens in there as well. I should have got the artwork, because we do actually have artwork for your uniforms. But you've been herded into this classroom without a lot of explanation by the faculty staff. And this is probably one of the few times that you've actually been on the main campus of the academy. It's all a little bit up in the air what's happening today, but for the past 5 years this place has been, as I said, both a school and a prison to you. And any chance to get out is appealing to you. Your curiosity has piqued. Now sitting in the classroom, as I move us to the actual classroom, I do apologise, I didn't bother to get tokens for the other 12 people that are in here with you. I'm just going to do the tokens for you guys, because I think that would be far too much work. Especially knowing that majority of them will not play an important part for a while. To anybody wondering, yes, these are Hero Forge tokens made from Hero Forge. We will have artwork in the future for our players. We will attempt not to use artwork unless it is properly licensed, blah 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 blah. So guys, you should have controls of your characters' tokens if you would like to move your characters to wherever you want to sit. Look at the SWAT up at the front.
Quiet you.
I would like to point out, we will try and get the character sheets for people up so you can have a look at them and you can laugh at their terrible rolls. So as I said, there's 12 people in the room with you. Majority of them you don't recognise, but they are wearing the other house colours. The other houses being LyonHart, Ironscale, and of course Mysthorn, which you guys are a part of. The others are wearing... There are 2 others that you recognise that are from your house as well, because you can tell from the colours of their uniform. And you do recognise them because you've spent the past couple of years with them. They are known as Angel and Jet. Both human, if you want to make a note of that. Would you like to know the briefness about everybody else in the room? Like a brief description of everybody else in the room.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okey-doke. My dog is lying on my book right now, but... Where are you, list? Here we go. So, it's a mixed bag. They all seem to be similar ages of yourselves, which is around about 16 to 19, I believe I said. You're all very young. You're all in the school for various reasons, as I said as well. But quickly looking around the room, you have a full elf, a tiefling, a hacko, which is essentially an angry gnome, a very loud gnome, a shade, which is a drow, another hacko, Jet and Angel, who are both human, 2 katos, which are essentially humanoid cats, Leonin, another elf, and finally a dragonborn. Although you've been escorted into the room by the school's faculty, you've been left to your own devices in this room for now. Like, there's some murmurings and whisperings amongst the people of the same houses. Jet and Angel are sat by the back together, and you guys have pretty much just taken a seat wherever you can. But as you've all been in the same house for the past 5 or so years, you all know each other quite well. Would you like to have some dialogue, or shall we move along? We'll move along then. A few awkward minutes pass until finally the door creaks open to the room, and in enters a figure that you all recognise as one of your teachers from the past few years. It's a tall, skinny individual who seems to be wearing something akin to a straitjacket with all these straps across its body, and it's all wrapped very tight. On his face is a porcelain mask, very much like a harlequin or a Venetian porcelain mask. He walks very slowly and methodically up to the desk at the front, the teacher's desk, and stands there with his hands folded behind his back. Good morning, children. Sorry, I'll do that again. Good morning, students. Some of you may know me as Howl, and some of you may heard the rumors that the third graduation will be happening soon. I am here to be your liaison for graduation. There are 2 parts to your graduation, and I wish for you to look around this room, for you all fail, or as by decreed by the exemplar, you all pass together. Any questions so far?
Lora shakes her head like,
Good. You will be divided into teams. Your teams will see you through to the end of the graduation. But your first task is a simple one. You will be granted access to the Chamber of Naming. Here, you will receive your first demon to help you. Afterwards, you will engage in a mock battle with the local military. Upon completion of these 2 tasks, to a satisfactory level, you will graduate from this school, this academy that you have known for several years. After such time, you will enter into a term of service for the academy, and then you will be free to leave to pursue your own desires. It is my honor to be your liaison for this. He sort of like looks around the room to each individual. There's some grumbling from the other students, like from the other houses, because they don't recognise who Howl is. You guys, you've dealt with Howl for the past couple of years. I'm not going to make you roll for it, but you all know that he is what is called a wayward, which is essentially a being of magical energy that has coalesced into a humanoid body.
I think at the mention of being able to leave the campus and eventually go out of the academy, you notice Thaddeus's attention is very much focused on those words, free to leave. But that's about it.
It is my duty to advise you all and offer help where I can. We do want you to graduate, but failure will also be accepted and addressed at the time. If there are no further questions, I guess we will lead you to the Chamber of Naming.
How much do we know about the chamber? Like, have we heard about it? What do we know?
So demon summoning and like binding to yourselves is quite common knowledge because it's been done for hundreds of years. You know that although it can happen out in the wild, or it can happen like out naturally, but there's more dangers to it. A chamber of naming, you know, is a sanctified place where experts, and I'm using air brackets right now, guide the process. So you do know about it. you have heard rumours that the school does have one, and it makes sense for them to have one because it is like a, how can I put it, military practice. It's like, here's a really good soldier, how about we give him a gun in the form of a demon? So, you know of it, but I don't think any of you would be versed in its practices.
Then I guess Sayo will sigh and say, finally.
So yeah, majority you've for whatever reason you've all turned up at this academy for various reasons, which we will explore your backgrounds at some point. But as I've said a few times now, this place has appeared like a prison. Because if we quickly go to the map of the school, and you there. So, no, zoom in. Don't. There we go. So you've got your 3 houses and your courtyards, and that's literally all you've known for the past 5 years. Include Mysthorn, LyonHart, Ironscale, and then you've got the fancy main complex. So, just to be out that courtyard, you're very happy about it. So if nobody else has any questions for Howl, we shall move along. Okay, guys, we'll move along then. So you led through the corridors, escorted quite closely by faculty members and Howl at the head of the procession. You have, on occasion, come to the main courtyard, main campus, sorry. But this is the first time you've been going into its bowels and its innards. You don't recognise where you are for the most part. Majority of the hallways seem to twist and turn, and at one point you believe that you're going down, but it's not steps that you're going down, it's like a slope of cold stone. And you go down, and finally you end up at 2 very large wooden doors with inscriptions carved onto them. However, as you do, there is 3 faculty members and a boy about the same age as the rest of you with bright red hair. He's wearing a uniform that shows that he's from the LyonHart house. And he's been escorted away by these 3 faculty members. One of the faculty members has a collection of hand axes. He's holding them in hand, so it's not like he's equipped with them. It's like he's collected them up and he's following behind with these in hand, like they've been confiscated, essentially. And the boy is escorted past you and the rest of the students. And it does look like he has just come from the chamber that you're about to enter into.
I whisper to Rosie, what do you think happened to him?
Oh, God knows, he's always getting himself into trouble, that one.
Do you think that'll happen to us?
I'm going to tell you now, you don't recognise who he is.
Sorry. Always looks like he's always going to get himself into trouble, that one.
DM, does the boy look like he's being escorted in a formal fashion, or does he look like he's been caught doing something outside the doors?
So, roll me a perception check, please. You can all do that if you want, but mostly... Oh, where are you? Where's that list gone? Mostly Thaddeus.
Oh, first roll, natural 20, nice.
So I guess Thaddeus could kind of grasp a fairly decent idea, I imagine.
So, you notice on his on his like uniform, he's got a number of like hoops which would fit the axes. So it looks like these axes have been confiscated from him. So it looks like he's been caught doing something, and he's currently been escorted from the premises. However, the key thing to know, and all of you who've rolled will know this, his uniform is a student's uniform, not a graduate's uniform, because you at least you know that there's a difference between the two. Well, graduates don't wear uniforms; they just wear like an armband. But as I said, he is a LyonHart. He is LyonHart. You're currently in a possession of people who are LyonHart. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right. How does it seem that the other LyonHart people are reacting to the boy being escorted away?
So the closest one to you, because I'm going to say you guys are near the back of the possession. The Dragonborn is wearing the school colours, well, the house colours of LyonHart. And as the boy sort of passes, you can hear a sort of tut, like. I don't know if that picked up there when I went.
So they're like more disgraced at the fact that he's possibly failed.
I feel like the Dragonborn is more. He expected something like that.
Fair enough.
He's like, "Oh, you rascal, you."
Is Thaddeus anywhere near to the shade? Because I believe you mentioned the shade is also LyonHart.
I did not, but I mentioned there was a shade in there. But you know, let's for the sake of it, let's say they're LyonHart.
Yeah, I think if the shade were to be LyonHart, Thaddeus would try and whisper to the shade. Excuse me, do you know that young man?
The shade doesn't turn to you, and you just hear him whisper, and like, "Greenhorn."
Do I recognize what that is or what that means?
I'm trying to phrase it in a way that isn't a swear word. Inexperience, essentially, he's essentially calling you like wet behind the ears.
Noob.
Yes, noob. While you are trying to speak to him, can you, Thaddeus, roll me either an investigation or a perception?
I will take investigation just because it's slightly higher. Uh, 14.
The person that you're trying to speak to, and as you notice on quite a lot of the other LyonHarts, they've got quite a lot of scars. More than... Definitely more than you guys, and definitely more than the Ironscales.
I think Thaddeus takes a note of that mentally and will possibly try and figure out what that means in the future.
So you arrive at the door, and Howl stops and does like a very creepy about turn, 180 degree, and then like looks. You can sort of see him sort of like slightly moving his mask to look at all you individually, and then he reaches out a hand and points to each of you 5 in turn, like you will be first. And he sort of like beckons you forward to the door.
Okay. Rosie basically skips up to the door.
Good.
guess it's
And I will follow.
Sorry, Andy,
Nick-
go ahead.
Nyx says, "Oh, I guess it's good to get it out the way," quite cheerfully, and follows on.
Thaddeus will stay further to the back, so near enough at the back of the group.
Lora?
Well, so she mutters under her breath as she gets up and walks towards the door.
Gets up. Did you sit down on the floor?
Yeah, sorry.
It's just we've stopped, so I'm sitting down now. So he pushes the doors open, and they creak. I'm going to be saying that a lot about all these doors in here. They all creak. And into the door, you are met by a room illuminated by various candles and roaring fires at the far end. And I probably should just zoom out so anybody watching can see the entirety of the room. There, that's good enough. In the room, there are a number of bookshelves with various dusty old tomes, the usual cobwebs everywhere. There are a number of pews which you are directed to take a seat upon by Howl, and inside there are 3 faculty members, but their attire is slightly different to any others that you've seen. It's a bit more robe-like, with what's it called? The sashes over the shoulders like Catholic priests wear. As long as you know what I mean. Essentially, they've got them on. And then there's an altar. Well, there's an altar, and then there's like a stone platform in front of the altar with a glyph carved into it. As you enter and you start making your way towards the pews, 2 of the faculty members head off towards the altar, and another one steps forward, clapping his hands. Are these the first ones? I'm so excited for today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I wait all year for this day. Are you excited as I am, children?
Nervous nodding.
Oh, there's nothing to be worried about. Nothing bad ever happens, mostly. There was that terrible incident a few years ago, but don't worry about that. We've come on leaps and bounds since then.
No.
Well, I'm going to explain the process. You'll be taking it in turns, and you have to do 2 things. Standing on the platform, you must stretch your arms out and call out to any who will answer you. Essentially, you can do this by saying, "I call out, answer me." Something along those lines. You can use your dramatic flair to your best ability. I have faith in you all, children. And then, when a demon appears, you must get it to tell you its name. And as soon as it does, you say its name followed by "I bind you to me." Are we all clear?
Yes, taking notes furiously.
Good, very good. We'll be on hand if anything goes wrong, but nothing's going to go wrong, I promise you. It's all going to go very well, swimmingly almost. And I look forward to seeing what powers you conjure. Oh, side note, The creatures themselves, the demons, only you will be able to hear them speaking to you because you'll be in the circle with them. For the most part, anyway. Are we all alright?
Thaddeus just sort of looks at this person, a look of curious nature about their face, but no words come out. They don't see the point in wasting words.
Very well, if it's just the 5 of you, and as soon as he says that, the door closes behind it, and Howl has got his hands on the shoulders of Angel and Jet, and he escorts them into the room and sits them down next to on the pews over here. It's like, these two as well. Oh, 7. Ooh, an interesting number. Very well. Seal the door and we shall begin. Howl walks to the room, to the door, opens it up and steps outside before locking the door behind him. And as he does, there's runes in the door that light up. In the flickering darkness of the room, you begin to see the altar glow, like the rune that's carved into the altar, the platform, begins to glow. And the faculty member again claps his hands together and turns to face the altar, like, who would like to be first then? Oh, well, I suppose we can play a little game. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo points at you, Rosie.
Oh, okay then, come on.
Okay, follow me, little one. And he escorts you to the platform and sort of like gestures for you to take the steps up onto it.
I shall walk up and stand inside the rune with nervous excitement.
Okay. Plonk. Right, do you remember what you need to say?
I need to call out, get them to give me their name, and then say their name. I bind you to me.
Very good, very good. Now, it's all yours. And of course, don't worry, don't panic. There's only a slight chance of combustion.
I'm good at that. She says slyly and walks on.
Very good.
I will stand stretched arms out. Hello. Does anybody hear me? Please. Come to me, please. Someone.
For a few awkward seconds, you stood there with your arms stretched out and nothing seems to be happening until you hear behind you, ahem.
Hello?
It would be wise to look me in the eye.
I shall turn round to do so.
Turning around directly behind you, there is nothing there until you, for a few awkward seconds, you then look down and there is a small red panda in a kimono with a very fluffy tail.
Oh, hello!
You called, so I am here. Do you need tutoring? I don't know why I went French.
Hi, my name's Rosie. What's yours?
I would give you the honor, but you must first accept me as your master.
Sure.
That was easier than I expected it to be. Very well, your instructing begins immediately. I am Sifu.
Sifu, I bind you to me.
There is a glow as the rune underneath your feet intensifies into like almost a blinding level. And when it subsides, Sifu is gone. But you feel stronger for the experience. So mechanically, you can call upon Sifu 3 times per long rest. When you do, you or a friendly character within 5 feet of you can reduce damage by D10. It's alright. I'll refresh you all of this our session as well.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah. So essentially, you've got a little red panda kung fu master.
Yay! I'll sort of say to the faculty staff, I'm done. Can I come down now?
Oh, I saw. How wonderful! It's never been that short before. I think that's a new record. Congratulations! And nothing exploded.
That makes a change.
But very, very well done. Let's see. Who shall we have go next? Oh. Whoop. You young lady, and points to you, Nyx. India? Just so you know, we can't hear you right now, if you're trying to speak.
Sorry, forgot to unmute. Nyx stands, goes, oh, exciting, it's my turn, and enthusiastically skips towards the podium.
That's what I like to see, some enthusiasm. Well then, take it away, young miss.
Nyx starts singing, come out wherever you are. Hello, can anyone hear me?
You feel a chill run up your spine, and then almost like something brushes past your leg. And when you turn to see what it is, there's a hiss in your ear. And bringing your your line of sight back up to the podium, there is a Lamia, snake woman.
You can see Nyx makes a bit of a show of shrieking to the others, but then there's a small smirk on their face when they look directly at him, and they go, now what's your name?
Not so quick, child. What do I get for giving you my name?
Well, what are you after?
An interesting proposition. I wish to feast upon fear.
Well, I think I can manage that. And then whispers so that the other students can't hear. I'm quite good at giving people a fright when I want to.
Well, as long as you keep me well fed, we shall get along very well. My
Sounds
name is Silbella.
Okay then, Silbella, I bind you to me.
And again, it radiates, glows, and then dissipates, and the snake is gone. But you can still, every now and again, hear the hiss in your ear.
And then I turn to the tutor and go, okay, I think that's done.
He smiles and gives you like thumbs up, like 2 thumbs up. It's like, oh wow, we're flying through it today. I did not expect this at all. So Cybella will give you access to poison spells, such as, well, she starts off with poison spray. So I will figure out whether that just lets you add it to your spell list, or if you can cast it for free every now and again. I'll figure that out later.
Alright. And then Nyx skips down from the podium and skips back to where they were sitting.
Do. You gonna? The acolyte sort of like turns around with a big smile upon his face and sort of like gestures towards Angel on the far pew, who silently stands up and walks towards the podium without saying a word. And when the acolyte tries to speak to her, she holds a hand up to him and walks onto the podium. She kneels down and begins to, what, essentially pray, it looks like. And it actually takes a couple of minutes before anything appears for her. But when it does, it's not one creature, one demon, it's 2. Who look identical to one another. And of course, because you're so far away and because you can't hear what the demons are saying, the conversation goes on for a few minutes. And then finally, the light grows and dissipates, and the 2 demons are gone. And Angel returns to her pew without saying a single word. You notice that every time a demon is summoned, the other 2 acolytes are running frantically around in amongst the bookshelves, trying to dig out books. And every now and again you hear one of them say to the other one, I found it, as they pull a book out and flick to a page. Oh, well, this is going along very swimmingly. How about... Ooh. You there, young man. And he points to you, Nyx. Oh, no, sorry. To you, Io.
Io will nod and get up and slowly move to the altar.
Well, let's show a little bit more gusto, shall we?
He will ignore the attendant. Instead, he will take his longsword out of his sheath, make
Okay.
a deep cut.
I'm sorry,
in
before you carry on,
Yeah.
none of you have your weapons.
Okay.
I should have explained that at the beginning. You might have a knife
That's
on you.
fine.
You might have a knife on you, but I'm just going to point this out. Armed students in a place where they don't want to be. So you don't have your general equipment on you. You're currently in your school uniforms, but you may well have a knife on you because it's the medieval times.
Okay, I'll do it Naruto way. So he will take his hand and bite off part of his thumb to make blood flow out, and he will stretch his arms up. Heed me, demon. I call you. Become part of my strength. Become part of my pride.
As you finish your sentence, you feel something hit you heavily on the head and bounce off and then float in front of you. And as you're rubbing your head from the impact, you look up to be greeted by the face of a jack-o'-lantern floating in midair.
Good. You seem strong. My name is Ayo.
A voice creeps into your ears from atop the pumpkin, like, why are you talking to the pumpkin? I'm up here.
He will raise his head.
There is a fox in a witch's hat sat on the pumpkin. Also, what's with the blood thing? That's very bleh. Not my style at all.
I don't know. I've read somewhere that, demons like blood.
Not this demon. Have you got any of those candied apples? I love those things.
I mean, probably I can find it somewhere.
Well then, what is the point of me serving you? Give me some pointers, some motivation.
How about some hippos? No, really, what? I can give you strength, I can promise you glory, but I don't know what you want. I know what I want.
Oh, and what is it that you want?
I want strength, I want glory, and I want to find out the truth.
Oh, and what truth is that, my friend?
Serve me, and I will tell everything.
Oh, deception. That's more our game than mortals. We've had centuries to perfect it, my good man.
I never lie.
Now that's kind of boring, isn't it?
Then what can I do for you? What do you desire?
You know, pride is always a fickle thing. I want you to do a handstand.
Very well then. And I will, I guess, try to do a handstand. I should be able to.
Roll me athletics or acrobatics. Twenty.
22, I guess.
So you do it pretty surprisingly well. And you do a handstand and you hold it there for a few seconds before rolling back and standing up straight. And the fox and the pumpkin sort of like articulates by clapping its paws together. I was like, oh, very good.
Thank you.
Very well. I think we can have some fun together. My name is Hamelius.
Good. Hamelius, I bind you to me.
Until next time. And literally, it begins to glow, but then there's just a puff of smoke where Hamelius was. And you can suddenly feel like a warmth in your chest. So, the little fox and the pumpkin will allow you to cast fire spells. Essentially, he starts off with Firebolt, and again, I'll let you know whether or not it... Well, you don't have spell slots, do you? But
I don't.
It is actually Firebolt's a cantrip, so you have access to Firebolt. In what capacity, we'll decide outside a session.
Okay, that's cool. So Io will get out of the altar, ignore the attendant, but everybody can kind of hear him whisper to himself, like, "Why a handstand though?"
And with that, the attendant pretty much is clapping you as you walk away, but as you get past him and ignoring him, he just starts to like make crude gestures behind your back. We have Thaddeus and Lora to go, and Jet. But let's say, Thaddeus, you're next to be beckoned up.
So Thaddeus will walk up to the altar and will give a slightly mocking, flourishing bow to the attendant before stepping into the circle.
He will attempt to imitate you back, but make a pig's ear of it. I also realised that I had some more better music picked out for this.
As Thaddeus. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I am currently screwing up the music. There we go. Carry on.
Yes, as Thaddeus steps into the circle, they do a dramatic spin, and then the words that come out of their mouth are, I'm bored. Perhaps you can amuse me. Whoever you are, show yourself. We will be great friends.
As you are you doing a bow currently? Did you say?
A flourishing twirl.
Okay. As you have your arms stretched out, you suddenly feel one of your shoulders get instantly heavier, and then you just hear like a chittering in your ear.
Thaddeus will very gently and politely turn their head to where the chittering is coming from.
Staring you right back is a very large larva, like a moth larva, with beak and multiple eyes.
Well, aren't you pretty? And what is your name?
That silver tongue will serve you well. But I'm not quite ready to give you my name just yet.
Oh, and what perhaps can this poor boy give you for you to give me your name?
Tell me a secret, something nobody else knows, and then I will pledge myself to you if I find it entertaining.
A secret. Well, I have a few.
Oh, don't you just...
Should I Should I tell you about my particular tastes? Or a tale of me stealing something quite unique?
Dealer's choice, as they say. Just be wary. If I find
Well.
your story not to my liking, I think you'll be punished.
Oh, promises, promises, darling, promises. Alright, okay, well. Why not? I will tell you how I came to be in this dreary place. As a young boy, I made the mistake of stepping in places you shouldn't, shall we say. A particular, quite important person in my home city. I took something very, very precious of theirs. And unfortunately, I was caught, and yet here I am, now talking with you, my dear. Is that perhaps secret enough?
And the larva launches itself off off your shoulder and does like a spin in the air, and then in the air spits a web or like a string that wraps itself around you, and then it sort of like lands sort of like a gymnast doing those arms up in the air sort of thing, like showing off. Although its arms are like little nubs currently. So. Well, I already knew that, but I guess it'll do for now. How do you like my bindings?
Well, I think they're rather fetching against my skin. I quite like them. May I keep them?
Oh, for as long as you like. My name is Kiba.
What a splendid name. A pleasure, as always, Keeper. And then Thaddeus bows deeply.
Still bound.
Yes, yeah, still bound, tries to bow while slightly bound in these webbings.
It is literally comical levels of binding. Like your entire, from your shoulders down to like your calves are bound up in this silk. Off the thread.
Oh, that makes it very difficult to bow, but Thaddeus will still try out of respect.
Well, isn't this the point that you usually say something, child?
Oh, yes. My apologies. Felt slightly rude given the circumstances, but Heather, I bind you to myself for as long as you wish.
Till death do us part, my dear. And he sort of like melts into the floor. You're still bound up though.
So, because obviously Thaddeus is still kind of bound up, they look at the attendant, and if they could shrug, there is definitely a shrug beneath the bindings, as they comically try to hop towards the seating arrangement where they will sit. Well, try and sit, or they'll just lay on the floor and just lay there,
Well,
bound in silk.
there is an entire pew vacant, so you could just lie on that probably. I will do me either an athletics or an acrobatics check for me, please.
That's an 18. Acrobatics.
So you are very awkwardly hopping on 2 feet towards the pews, where you proceed to awkwardly slump into it.
Wonderful. Once I'm there, I will. Thaddeus will look at the attendant and just be like, do you mind? I know that they were playing a little trick on me, but this is going to make things rather awkward, don't you think?
Yes, quite. Let me see. I think I had a knife around here somewhere.
As Thaddeus is waiting to be attended to, they look around the other four and they're like, whatever you do, try not to giggle at me. Thank you.
The attendant comes. What you got me calling him an attendant now? The faculty member comes over, and he starts slowly trying to cut it, but not making a lot of progress. And he's like, this might take a while. You're there. Lora, I believe. Would you mind going next, please?
Okay. Lora has been sat there the entire time, ignoring everyone, just repeating, call out to me, tell me your name, I beg you to me, just constantly muttering, and she does it as she walks up. Just gingerly making her way.
So, would you say you're walking onto the platform saying, I call out to you, or something like that?
Yeah, still sort of muttering it away, no, I call out to you, tell me your name, I beg you to me, call out to me,
As you walk onto the platform muttering that, you just hear squelches under your feet.
I call out, answer me. Oh, tell me your name.
Suddenly, there's liquid on the platform, and it's like a viscous liquid, and it all quickly colours. I know the word, but I said it earlier. Forms up in front of you into a cube of like jelly-like substance, and it's a throwback to our other campaign, wiggling in front of you. And you just hear, feed me.
Oh, you're not scary.
No, but I'm hungry.
Oh, this is. Can you tell me your name?
I don't know, have you got any food on you?
I have some mushrooms.
Oh, I like them.
Oh, okay. I go in my pocket and hand in a handful of mushrooms. So I'll plop them on the top. Does it have a mouth?
As you get the mushrooms out, like not a maw, but like an opening that resembles a mouth in the front appears, and it's got like a cavity for you just to throw the mushrooms into.
Yeah, put them in.
Literally, as you do and trying to retract your hand, the viscous liquid like goes in as quickly as quite like try almost snapping your hand off. If slime can snap your hand off.
Wow. There's some food. Do you have a name?
They were delicious. My name's Umbus.
Umbus. Oh, that's a fantastic name. Um, I Umbus, I bind you to me.
Okay, can we eat more things together?
Of course. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you.
Thank you. My mum has said so much too. That's a lie, I don't have a mother.
Umbus.
Until next time, and then it sort of like dissolves into the floor and off. So actually, I didn't say. So, Thaddeus, you now have access to the hold person spell. So essentially, you can paralyze things. Tyne, you can summon Umbus onto the battlefield to help you.
Yes. I mean, thank you. That's really cool.
So everybody's got a demon now, which went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Oops. Although, Jet is still to go. Are you returning to your seat, Lora?
Oh. Yes, I walk. You can see a bit of a change in demeanor as I walk away, smiling, happy.
The faculty member is sort of like is clapping as you walk away and like, oh, wonderful! What a wonderful creature that you've managed to befriend. I think that's... Oh, no. Young master, I believe it's your go now. I do look forward to seeing what you get. You hear even from over there, you hear Jet sigh as he stands up and starts walking towards the platform. He steps up onto the platform and he goes to raise his hands, and before he even gets his hands full, you all seem to blink, and then suddenly there's a dog on the altar, on the platform. It looks like a white German shepherd with a jewel on its forehead between its eyes. And strangely enough, when it speaks, you can all hear it. I heard you from the depths of my slumber. You don't have to speak, for I heard your heart. And I am here to serve. My name. Sorry, of course, from your distance you can't hear what Jet's saying, but this thing isn't speaking as so much as its thoughts are invading your minds. Yes. My name. I will give it to you freely, as long as you use me wisely. Can you swear to that? My name is Fenrir. And with the mention of his name, you hear pretty much all three attendants just sort of, how can I put it, gasp, but also in the same way, mouths agape, almost to the point that their jaws are unhinging, and it's like, you just hear the head attendant go, I don't know a demon by that name. The other two start frantically going through the books. Because what's been happening is every time you guys have been getting your demons, there's records of them. And so they're finding them and literally making an updated record. Or go checking the abilities of these creatures that you're being summoned to. You're being summoned to, you should say. They're making sure everything's above board. But after a few minutes of frantically looking through book after book after book, they don't have a clue what this thing is. And before they can even raise any sort of objection, Fenrir howls. And when it howls, you feel the room, no, the entire building shake a little. And then it's gone. And Jet, without a word, returns to his pew.
By the way, what do we know about this Jet guy?
So, Jet and Angel are close but very rival. They're rivals but also close to each other. Like, they're loners but are happy to be in each other's company. Angel's more of the gothic variety, let's say. The character art that you guys have already seen was Angel, but I keep forgetting I haven't uploaded it onto. No, I haven't uploaded it onto Roll20, so I'll do that next time. Jet is a loner. He keeps to himself mostly, but you know that he has taken vows, so he is essentially a paladin, but a very angsty teenage paladin.
Question.
Yep, go ahead.
Question to the DM. Obviously, with the demons, can we interact with them at any point, or is it a case of they will interact with us when they see fit?
So, I think I discussed this with Sammy. When you are interacting with demons in the future, like to get them on your side, you will interact with them. After that, they sort of pretty much are in your head speaking to you. So I'm not too sure how we're going to do that in-game, or if they're just going to be there. And we use their abilities, but we don't really reference them that much. Because they can't manifest themselves in this world for very long times.
Oh, no. If their voice is in their head, I'm just saying because I know for a fact that Thaddeus would definitely be speaking more with Kiva. Because that demon has particularly, caught Thaddeus's attention. Because obviously they're very similar-minded. So I feel like Thaddeus and Kiva are going to have a lot of interactions in Thaddeus's mind.
I will think about it. I don't know how much it's going to derail, if that makes sense. Yeah, leave it with me. I'll have a think about it. The idea was, here you go, you've interacted with them, they're now yours. Beyond that, I didn't really think that much into how much interaction you're going to have with them. Because you've got what you need from them.
No, that makes sense. Fair enough. Appreciated.
I'll have a think about it. Like I said, I can't make any decisions right now. Not when we're in mid-session. Has anybody got any?
Yeah.
Anybody else got any questions before I move on?
Nope, I'm good.
I'm fine.
Is Thaddeus still bound, or have they managed to cut all the silk off him?
What's more hilarious? No, they've managed to finally get through their threads and remove them. They've grown weaker over time.
Oh, fair enough. I was going to say dealer's choice, but I thought that was a little on the nose.
No, as time has gone on since Kaiba's summoning and disappearing, the threads have slowly come more loose and weaker. Because, like I say,
That was all I had. Yeah, that was it. Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So, for the most part, demons cannot exist in the physical plane. the reason that they were able to exist for any amount of time in the circle is because it's designed to support them in this world. Majority of demons that you come across will be flash gone. There'll be exceptions, much like Umbus, who can stick around for a bit longer because of his makeup, because he's not so much a physical form as like a gelatinous cube. And then you have, as if any of you remember as well, the faculty member mentioned that only you will be able to hit the demons. So, just to make a mental note, you could hear Fenrir. Okay?
Yep.
Yep.
So the faculty member comes over and claps his hands in front of you and goes, well, wasn't that exciting? And a little bit worrying. But anyway, you've all got your first demons. How do you all feel?
Better.
Good.
Better.
Good. Demons are our strength. They augment our strength. You're all very strong and capable warriors as it is, but they make you... Ooh, and he makes like a weird strongman gesture at you. It's like, they'll support you through thick and thin, and there's always a chance of you getting new ones. Isn't that exciting? Cough, cough, Pokemon, cough, cough. Well,
Sounds fantastic to me.
good. I wish you all the best, and especially in your upcoming test. Do us all proud. But anyway, let's get you all out, and we'll get the next group in. He walks to the door and unlocks it, and then opens it up to Howl, who is stood uncomfortably close to the closed door. Like, literally, you open the door and he's on the threshold, essentially, staring into the room. How did they do? Oh, successes, all of them. Successes, yes, yes. Especially that one. And he points towards Jet, and like, very unexpected. I have to do some extra research on him. But in the meantime, these 7 are good to go. Good. Children, follow me. Any of you following Howl?
Yeah, sure.
I think
Yeah,
that Thaddeus
I am.
would, yeah, Thaddeus would stay towards the back of the group again, but will follow.
Okay, doke. So he starts leading you. He takes you past the other students, and there seems to be another group picked out that gets them herded into the room and the door locked behind. And he leads you back up into the main part of the academy. It's like, I will be taking you to a waiting room in the armory. There you will equip yourselves, and you will await the rest of the students. Do you understand?
Yes. Is it sir or how?
Howl, if you please. We've known each other long enough.
Yes, how?
Absolutely, Hal.
What now?
Good. He leads you out of the main building and across like the main courtyard. Might as well go back to the main map. So essentially, you've come out of the keep, and you're heading straight over to the armory over here. And he takes you over and opens into sort of like a... It is sort of like a waiting room, or like a locker room, essentially. And inside there is a... On the far side of the wall, should I say, there is a... I'm trying to figure out how to put it. Window? Like you'd see it like a deli. Not a deli, what am I talking about? There is an opening in the wall and a person sat behind it. And then there's sort of like a divide. Behind him is a number of racks full of weapons of all descriptions and armour. The attendants will see to your needs. I must return to see to the other students.
Well, take care, Hal. A pleasure as always. Thaddeus sort of gives him a sarcastic flourish.
I feel your theatrics are lost on me, child. As he walks out.
Thaddeus turns to the rest of the group and will be like, so, here we are, chums, comrades. What is next, I wonder?
Oh, I think it's a mock battle next. That's what Hal said, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. He did.
Just to remind you that the Jet and Angel are in there with you, but they're sort of like moved to opposite corners of the room. The room itself has, like I say, a number of lockers in it and benches.
I think Thaddeus will go up to, if there's an attendant within here, obviously handing out equipment, Thaddeus will go up to that person. Hello there, Thaddeus Kilgraves. I was wondering if I could have a set of 3 daggers, please, and perhaps a partial bit of leather armor.
Coming right up. Being told to give you whatever you need. Within reason, of course. He reaches underneath like his counter and pulls out like a set of leather armor and plonks it on the desk. Like, I'll be right back with the daggers.
I think Thaddeus turns round to Lora, no, not Lora, Rosalie. It is Rosalie, correct?
Rosafina.
Rosafina. Thaddeus will turn to Rosafina and go, so, must be odd for you, given your surname, being in, well, different colours to your family's house.
Don't even get me started on that. I prefer blue. I think it makes my eyes light up.
I mean,
Thank you.
blue is your colour for sure, but I must admit, I'm kind of curious how one from such a prestigious family ends up here.
Well, short story. Not exactly the prized child. If you notice the scar down my face, you'll see that I'm not always good with my magic.
I think Thaddeus sort of like steps close and fully like goes into sort of examining the scar. Like, oh yes. Oh, how curious. Well, I'm sure we will get along famously, your ladyship.
Sure.
The attendant returns and like slaps down the daggers onto the desk. Like, anything else?
No, no. And Thaddeus sort of like picks up the daggers, attaches them to the belt, and one to his waistcoat, and then will place the leather armor over themselves and go, right, well, I think I'm pretty much ready to go. So, after you all, don't take too long though.
Who's next then?
Would I already have my spell book?
Yes.
Okay. Rosie's going to go up to the attendant and go, could I get a dagger, please?
Very well. He heads back a few steps, grabs one off the rack, and comes back and hands it to you.
Thank you. She'll sort of skip off out the way.
Io will just, I guess, normal equipment is in the lockers and stuff, right?
Well, no, it's behind the counter. Essentially, the lockers are for people who have stashed stuff there. So this is the first time you guys have been in there. So nothing that of yours is there. Essentially, this is where you come to get all your stuff before going out on missions or afterwards. Because you guys would come here to get your training equipment, but you would return it all because, again, armed students in a place they don't want to be is not going to happen.
Right. So I will go to the attendant and say, then a chainmail and a longsword.
Coming right up, he reaches underneath the counter and brings up some chainmail for you, and he sort of like holds it up and like looks at you and goes, "Yeah, that'll fit you."
Thank you. By the way, I didn't ask about stuff like plate armor and stuff because I guess it would be like too much. I'm wondering.
Essentially, anything that you guys have on your character sheets right now is
Yeah.
essentially what you're retrieving. In
Okay,
future, you can make requisition requests, but we'll come to that when you graduate.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And I will go there and just get ready.
So there are some changing rooms just off to the side if you have a little bit of modesty as well. So yeah, he goes, grabs a longsword, inspects it a little bit as he's walking back over, and like, yeah, there you go, lad, that'll do you.
Just nods and follows the rest of the group that's already equipped.
Next.
Nyx skips up once again, very enthusiastic, very overly excited, and goes, excuse me, can I have a light crossbow, a dagger, and leather armor, please?
Of course, little one. One moment. Oh, leather armor's right here for you, and he like gets it up from underneath the counter and plonks it in front of you.
Thank you.
Light crossbow. Ah. He collects it up and gets 40 bolts from like a little tub next to it. In like a little quiver as well. Puts it into a quiver and walks over and hands it to the bolts to you, and then the light crossbow. And then he heads back to get a dagger for you. He returns a couple of seconds later, plonks the dagger down on the desk, and like, there you go. That should be everything you need.
Thank you so much. She takes the things and starts getting ready with the others who've got their equipment.
Oh, bless your soul, little one. I think it's you next, little one as well. Looking at you, Lora.
Yeah. Can I get a dagger as well? A set of armor as well, and I don't suppose a mop or a broom. A quarterstaff will work as well. I guess. Pretty much the same.
He sort of like raises an eyebrow and like, what sort of armor do you want, love?
I don't know. I'm proficient in light and medium. Medium?
Well, it's what did you take as your starting equipment?
I can't remember. Aha! Light armor. Sorry, there we go.
That's still one moment.
Light armor.
Yeah, but light armor is like several different types of armor.
Oh, light leather armor.
Light leather armor. Okay.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, Tyne, what's your AC currently?
My AC is 12.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, well, that actually is not fine. That's terrible. Oh god, I must be careful about killing you guys.
He's squishy.
He reaches under and gets some leather armor for you and hands it home. Like, there you go. Dagger's not a problem. He sort of like reaches over and grabs one and places it down, which is sort of like a curved blade dagger. But it's just a dagger all the same. It just looks a little bit fancier, and hands it to you. Like, quarterstaffs I've got plenty of, but mop. Walks over, and you hear like a little bit of rustling, like a metal clang, like a metal bucket being kicked over. Like, oh, I'll clean that up later. He walks up and he has like a mop, which seems like it's had quite a lot of use. And it's like, is this what you're after?
Am I okay to use this as a quarterstaff?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And he like awkwardly tilts it to get it through the slots to you. And like, there you go.
Yes.
Well, that's one of the more unusual requests. What about you two at the back? Jet comes over and like places his hands on the counter like, I'm after a sword with a long handle. He's like, oh, I think we've got a glaive in the back. That should be what you're after. What about armor? It's like, anything chainmail doesn't really matter. After a few minutes, the attendant returns with it's essentially a long sword, but the handle on it is about 5 times longer than it usually is. And he passes it through to Jet, who takes it. And he takes the chainmail and sort of nods to the attendant, but then heads back to the corner to get ready. When Angel's called over, she just sort of holds her hands up and shakes her head. Is it? Oh, alright. Fair enough. Well, I guess you're all kitted and ready to go. A lot of daggers going around. Are you sure you don't want something a bit more meaty?
My arms aren't built for something meaty.
I'll swish my mop around.
I think I'll manage fine with the dagger, thank you.
Oh.
Thaddeus will showmanshiply sort of conjure a little bit of arcane energy in their hand. Daggers are fine. I don't plan on getting too close, if you get my meaning.
I expected to go, I'm going to do some kata.
I will look around at the squishy party and say, can you give me a shield, actually? I think I'm gonna need this one.
Yeah, got plenty of them. He fumbles around underneath the counter for a bit and pulls out a round wooden shield and passes it over the counter like, there you go.
Thank you.
So, I don't expect you to do anything too brash with them, but I like to get them back in some sort of decent condition, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. Trust me.
Sure, friend.
Alright then, well, I guess you're just waiting here until your teacher comes back. This is the first time you've all come to the main campus for a while, I'm guessing, or any extended period of time.
Exciting.
Well, do you want to know anything about the campus? I'm sure you know bits and pieces, but if you've got any more intricate questions for me,
I have a question, if you don't mind.
go ahead.
Obviously, we're going to be graduating soon, and most of us are of age. Does the campus have a bar or somewhere to drink, perhaps? Socialize?
I believe they do throw parties and stuff like that in the dorms, but there's not many graduates really. A majority of them are off doing God knows what. So we're a bit thin on numbers, if you know what I mean, on the main campus. Can't see any harm to letting you have a bit of a sniff, though.
I think Thaddeus will rest like an arm on the desk. Do you perhaps have anything I could drink now? Only something small, nothing major.
I think they'd have my job if I offered you anything like that. How about we wait till you graduate, then we'll have a drink together to celebrate.
Oh, spoil sport. And then the arm comes off the desk.
Does anybody else have a question for me, young'uns?
I will go to the attendant and ask, have you graduated yet?
Me? God, no. I'm an armourer by trade. I make
Then-
make majority of the equipment that I dish out here.
That's an honorable job.
Why, thank you.
Do you know perhaps how old is the academy?
The academy? Oh.
They've told us this is the third graduation.
Oh, yeah. This hasn't been an academy for very long. 5 years or so, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
But this facility, the grounds that you stand in, they've been here for centuries.
Seems like a larger prison to me.
I can see where you're coming from with that. I don't hear a lot of good stories from the students that come through here.
Very well, friend.
Anyone else?
What's it like outside? What's the I would say like political temperament, but yeah.
Oh, you're asking if much has happened in the world since you've been locked up in here?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, the unfortunate story of it all, the main reason why you here is because of the last Great War with the Empire. And they, although they, how can I put it? I can't say calm down because they definitely haven't calmed down, but they've left us alone for a good number of years now. But it's sort of like a calm before the storm. I'm sure it will all come crashing down in the future, which is why they're training you in this place, unfortunately. They want the younger generation to be prepared for eventualities. But we've enjoyed a little bit of peace for the past few years, and I hope you kids can live in a world where we don't have to train children to fight our wars.
I think that Thaddeus would look at him and give him a mock look of surprise and just say, Well, some of us prefer it here than, say, prison. So, there's that. But then, well, I suppose this place is a bit of a prison of its own, really, isn't it?
Hey, I wouldn't knock it, lad. As soon as you graduate, you get to have a little bit more free reign. You get to go out and see the world. And the pay.
Yes, I suppose, but I have spent the last 5 years unable to leave.
Yeah, but that's if all goes right, that's coming to an end now, isn't it? So always look on the bright side, son.
I think Thaddeus, obviously being half shade, will sort of gesture to their face, and in a very like gentle, mocking manner, be like, "I don't know if you've noticed, but my people don't really spend a lot of time in the sun."
Well, if you want to get out, once you've done your service, you can head back to wherever the Shades call home. If that takes your fancy, that is.
Perhaps.
Nyx, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, doke. Rosafina, sorry, do you have any questions?
No, this entire conversation she's been sat poring over her spells in a spell book to make sure she knows what's going on.
Well, if nobody else has any questions, we'll progress on a little bit. Okay, so time passes and Howl keeps returning with more of the students, funneling them into this room, and your group sort of takes like a how can I put it, a corner, some of the benches in the corner, and watches the procession walk in, and they all stick to their own like little cliche groups, clique groups, should I say, not cliche groups. And it carries on until all 17 of you are in there. After a while, when Howl returns to the last group and they get all equipped, Howl stands waiting with you like, very good. If you're all quite prepared, we shall proceed to the staging area where they are waiting for you. So, this is really awkward because I had not prepared to get through this session as quickly as we had. So, if you give me a few seconds, you guys just talk amongst yourselves while I sort out something.
I think that Thaddeus is going to come up to Lora and just be like, "So, you're the nature person, right? You do all the plants and things and stuff?"
Plants, mushrooms, lots of mushrooms, if you like mushrooms.
Do any of your mushrooms have any special purposes?
Well, edible, hallucinogenic. Some are quite poisonous and deadly. I could tell you all about them.
Thaddeus's eyes light up at the idea of psychedelics.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, there's some nice nightcaps, and if you lick certain ones, they can make you see all sorts of things. It's quite fascinating.
I like you. You and I are going to be friends.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Thaddeus.
Okay.
Darling, call me Thaddy. We're friends, not acquaintances. Thaddy's fine.
Okay.
So Howl clears his, well, I say clears his throat. He makes some sort of like attempt at clearing his throat, knowing that he doesn't actually have a throat, to get all your attention. Follow me, students. And he leads you out of the armory. you head round to the main gate, where there is 4 individuals who are dressed in casual clothes, but they all have sashes on their arms to show that they're graduates. And then a 5th individual who is in a grand blue coat. It's like royal blue coat, and a very stern look upon his face, and his hair is black and slicked back. As you all arrive, and Howl sort of gestures for you to line up in like 2 rows. He nods to the person in the coat, and he nods back and like, well, you're all here now. I will leave them in your capable hands. And he starts heading back towards the main gate as the 4 in casual clothes salute. I'll have to figure out some sort of salute for them to do, which isn't a complete rip-off of something else. But they salute and he walks off. None of you recognise him. You've never seen him before, but he seems to have an aura of importance around him. As he enters back into the academy and you're left at the main gate with these 4 individuals and Howl walks over and takes a side next to them. It's like, as you have surely recognised, these 4 are graduates. They will guide you through your final test. There's a young man with blonde hair and blue eyes who steps forward with a very enthusiastic look upon his face. Hello, my fellow students of East Crater. I am honoured to meet you all. I took this test not 1 year ago, and I'm happy to get you through this one. And can I hear a resounding enthusiasm from all of you? Give it your all, because we're going to get through this together. And he sort of like waits for a response from all of you.
I like clapping.
Thaddeus will give a deep sigh, like, oh no, you're preppy, aren't you?
Nyx is just living her best life, proper getting into it, proper playing this cheerful part.
I will raise an arm and say, yeah!
That's the spirit!
The sigh is followed by a groan from Thaddeus.
Oh, come on, don't be negative. We can do this.
Nyx, darling, firstly, it's far too early to be this hyperactive. And secondly, whilst yes, he is pretty, I don't think there's much going on upstairs.
Can't believe you just called him a himbo. The other 3 behind are...
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolute himbo.
There's a mixture behind of the 3 of, God, can we just get this over with? And, oh my God, shut up, why are you doing this to these poor students? It's like, okay, let me go through the game plan, people. We're going to divide you into groups, and each of you will be assigned a mission. Our opponents today are soldiers from the local fort. They're a bit full of themselves, but we can take them down a peg. Simply put, we are going to crush them, and they will not see it coming. Are you with me? Again, he sort of waits for a response from all of you.
Yeah!
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Thaddeus gives eyes to the 3 behind the preppy guy and just looks at him like, is he always like this?
All of them together just sort of like nod in unison. The one thing
Thaddeus lets out another sigh.
One thing you notice about them, though, is they are all wearing armbands, like I said graduates would. They are different colours from each other. So his is a blue, like yours. There's a red and then 2 greens. I'm going to forget that I said that, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're a team. We all pass together or we all fail together, and failure is not an option. So you, and he sort of like gestures to the 5 of you, you'll be team A. You'll be my A team. You got that?
Yeah.
Thaddeus sarcastically just looks in and goes, "Oh, goody."
Okay, Sarah, get the map. And one of the people behind walks forward and like unravels a map. And it shows you the entirety of the island. To anybody who yeah, we didn't actually mention we're on an island, but we're on an island. Aren't we all on an island? So obviously you guys are currently at East Academy. And he points. We'll be deploying ourselves across the northeast. They have a base with a flag, and we are to take that flag. But you guys have a very important mission. You are going to protect our flanks while we take the flag. And he like gestures over to here. And he states, you're going to protect the east, just above Gallows Mine. If the enemy try and make it through that area, you are to stop them until we achieve our mission. Can I hear it? Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah.
Just to warn you though, you will be close to Gallows Mine, and that's like a no-go area, so don't go near Gallows Mine. But I'm sure you guys will stick to the mission. You'll be brilliant. Yeah!
Yeah.
Okay, well you got your mission. You got your mission and your marching orders. You get to it, and I'll sort out everybody else. Go, 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 go! And he sort of like starts like gesturing for you to start moving, and like making like more and more exaggerated go, like doing a strongman pose, and then like rotating his arm and pointing in a general direction.
Okie dokie, let's go, guys. And then Nick starts skipping off in the direction.
Rosie will join her.
I like her energy.
Thaddeus.
Let's go.
Thaddeus will go up to Laura and go, "Laura, darling, do you have any of those mushrooms with you on hand?"
I can't be sure which ones I've got, but I've definitely got some mushrooms.
So
Anything that's going to make his attitude bearable.
So you start marching off in that direction, the rough direction that you're to essentially get to the base of the mountains where the forest gets thickest. This is the first time that you've literally been let out of the academy unsupervised. But I guess it's part of the test. Also, you are currently walking through woodland, and then after a while it will open up into farmland before you finally get to the edge of the forest. So, who knows, you might find some mushrooms on the way.
I've got my eyes out open for them.
Do you want to do me a nature check?
Yep. Let's give this a whirl. Oh.
You found a tree.
Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah, unfortunately you don't find anything on the way, but it takes you about, let's say an hour to walk to where you're meant to go. But would anybody like to discuss anything on the way, or should
I think Thaddeus is going to come up to Nyx. So, what's your deal? Why are you so chirpy, positive, simply gleaming with glee, all of that.
Oh, it's a complicated story. It's probably too long. But
So you're just chirpy.
yeah, I mean, why be negative? Surely it just makes life more dreary.
I suppose I can't disagree with you there. And you, Io, correct?
Yes, Thaddeus, right? We're comrades now.
Well, if we're comrades, then call me Thaddy, darling, not Thaddeus. Only my parents called me Thaddeus, and well, they're dead.
That's sad.
Let's not read it into that too much. So, after a while, you reach your destination, and it's gone to about midday now. Well, you've gotten to whereabouts you think is your destination, and you've reached essentially the bottom of the mountains just before the forest gets too thick. It's just on the edge of the farmland, and you decide to take a stop for a while because you think you're in the right place. Why did that not?
Don't we have a map or something?
You got shown a map and you literally skipped off into the wilderness.
Right, perfect. Okay.
But you've seen the map of the island a lot of times, so you roughly know where you are. You're just north of a place called Gallows Mines, and you are pretty much where you've been told to go. And your purpose here is to stop the enemy from flanking you, so to speak.
So, I don't see any enemies here.
I'm sure they'll come along soon.
Thaddeus will just give Nyx a very, exasperated look. Like, God, you're so cheerful.
Nyx just smiles back at him and waves slightly.
Can I ask the DM, in classes in these 5 years, who do I think would be the smartest in the group?
In the group. Well, I think we all know who the SWAT is. That would probably be Rosie.
Miss Josephine, do you think we are in the right place?
So Rosie would be the smartest, but the person who's probably got the best nature skills would probably be Lora. But either of them might know the answer.
I think we're in the right place, looking at the map that he showed us.
The tree seemed right from what I saw on the map.
I suppose they might not come here straight away.
Should we ambush them?
The idea of an ambush, we'd need to know where they're coming from.
Yes, how can we ambush if we don't know where they are, silly?
That's true. I guess. Then
Thaddeus. Oh, sorry.
no, it's just like standing there and like it's like he's thinking something, but he isn't.
Thaddeus will look at Lora and just be like, Laura, darling, you do all the nature things.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of the plants tell you where anybody is? I don't know how your magic works, I'll be honest. I'm making really big guesswork here.
Wrong druid, mate. No, that's Teddy. Not quite. But can I make a perception check, maybe?
Yes,
Does
you
he have
may.
Spot anything? Punchy leaves or anything?
Yeah, no, you can do a perception check.
Sweet. Come on. Mom needs to be 17.
So, discerning the wind, blah 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 blah. Nobody's been through here any time recently.
Just does.
And I'm trying to figure out where that gelatinous cube image was.
I also for wonder.
So, would you like to wait? I'm literally asking you guys as a group.
Daddy is going to just sit in the back and wait to see what the party does, and sees the lovely cat person doing a prowling motion around a tree, and has a thought of, maybe they're marking their turf. Is that how cats do things? Wait, no, that's dogs. What on earth is he doing?
If we have to wait, might as well exercise, I guess.
Is there any
Oh, go ahead.
is there any higher ground that we could sort of see if we could spot someone?
You can start going up the mountain, but the trees get that thick that it's not going to give you a line of sight advantage.
Is anyone capable of climbing trees?
Well, all of you, but
Let's try, I guess. I want to try to climb the tallest tree available
in the immediate vicinity.
in the immediate vicinity. Yeah.
Okay. Do me a athletics or acrobatics. And please fail, because this will be hilarious.
Thaddy just looks at their perfectly manicured nails and goes, I'm not chipping a nail on bark.
It's a 21.
Yeah.
So you make it up relatively easy, and you get to the top of the tree.
Nyx just starts full on, like, going, well done, like, pep squad.
Thank you. Do I see anything?
Immediately in the area from you don't see anything, but in the distance you can see another one of the teams from the school, the academy, heading off in the distance across farmland because it's pretty open ground. They're heading further north than you are.
Do I see which regiment they are from?
From this distance, and because they're now wearing armor over majority of their stuff,
Okay.
I suppose they would still have their sashes on if they're wearing them, so I'm going to say it's a mix. It's not like dedicated to one of the houses.
Okay.
You are literally the only house that is all Mysthorn.
I don't see anything here, guys.
Well done for trying.
Here's
I guess
a
I-
gold star.
Yeah. I slowly get down, I guess.
So, an hour goes past, and nothing happens. 2 hours go past, nothing happens.
Starting to get worried we're not in the right place, guys.
Nyx just has like Donkey from Shrek vibes, like excited about everything, doesn't even care that they might be in the wrong place, just majorly excited.
So the idea has dawned on you that you might be in the wrong place. So what would you like to do?
We should move.
But in which direction?
Who has the map?
The man.
I don't think we brought it.
Himbo has it.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The himbo has the map and he's just left us here?
To be fair, we didn't ask for the map either, so...
Yeah, maybe we should have done that. Nyx just starts giggling because she finds the situation hilarious, even though she probably shouldn't.
Panic laughing, the best laughing.
I think Thaddy looks at Nyx and like they can't help but like get infected with their like good-natured humor, and there's a creeping smile begins to appear on Thaddeus's face.
See? I told you it's good to be cheerful.
Cheerful about what? We have to pass this exam.
I think Thaddeus looks at Rosie and is like, "Oh yes, well we wouldn't want to get in trouble with your family, would we?"
Rosie just glares at him.
Okay, Mr. Taddy. Choose a direction. We go there.
Don't look at me, darling. I'm all charm, very little brains. I think that's her domain. And he points to Rosie with a finger.
We could try east.
Do we know where east is?
It is literally the direction you skipped off towards.
Just keep going east then.
Okay, that sounds like a bad idea. I agree. Let's go.
Who is going to take the lead?
I'm gonna try to be informed, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, so like who's like literally who's going to be choosing the direction you go is what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. I guess let's vote.
Well, it was Laura's suggestion, so I feel like Lora should take the lead here.
Oh gosh. Oh, okie dokie. Off we go to east. Yep, that's the sentence. Right, here we go.
So, can you roll me a survival check?
Yes. 22.
Okay, so you literally choose due east. You know exactly which way you're going, and you start heading that way, even though it is up the mountain into thicker woods.
Ooh. Yep, let's follow the tiny little elf girl. That makes sense. Not the big, strong cat man. No, let's follow the elf.
I don't know why you guys are moving your counters around.
It's something to do.
Slowly inching towards the mountain.
And also, if you have paint this in your mind, this map is aligned north. You are all currently heading northeast.
Yeah, I also never eat shredded wheat, so I'm going east, sort of. Oh no, east is that way. There we go.
Can you all set up your counters over this way, please?
Oh. Never eat shredded. Have I gone the wrong way?
No, you have gone the right way, but you've exited off one side of the map onto another side of the map.
I get you.
Why did that counter just move across the map? Why is there two counters on the map now? The same thing.
Yeah, there's two guys. There's two.
Right. Please, nobody else touch their counters while I sort this.
Nyx is a genius and she can clone herself.
Sorry, I don't know what I did there.
It's all right. So, you start walking into the wood and it gets slightly thicker, but before it gets too thick, you see the glimmer between the trees. You see a glimmer through the tree, shall I say?
I'll stop everyone like shh, and sort of point in that direction.
This seems positive.
I really do not intend for you guys to get into combat today, but okay. Right. Through the trees, there are a number of armed soldiers moving who are wearing the colours of the Republic, but also armour. They have not spotted you yet.
So you see, this is where an ambush would come in handy.
Thaddy whispers to Io and goes, "You know that big sword? You know how to use that, right?"
Let's hope so.
Knife goes in, guts come out.
When Io says "let's hope so," Thaddy just gives him a look of, "Oh, we are so screwed."
Nyx whispers, "It'll be fine, everyone."
Does anybody else hear the Dr. Pepper theme playing? No? Okay, just me. Only I get that reference.
So, what's the plan?
Well, I must stay at the back and shoot from a distance, kind of fighter.
I am also that kind of fighter. I don't get up and close and personal.
Right. Do you want me to jump on them?
Ooh, her.
No?
I think Thaddeus.
Maybe later, but we should probably fight them first.
That makes Thaddeus laugh. Like Thaddeus lets out an actual belly laugh.
Roll me a performance check.
Who's rolling a performance check?
Thaddeus is rolling me a performance check.
Oh God. Okay. Right.
Roll low. I'm telling you now, roll low.
11.
Suddenly, through the woods, you just hear. Did you guys hear that? I don't think we're alone.
Rosie's going to whisper to Thaddeus, "You fool! Why would you do that?"
You fool of a toque.
It was. But Nyx made me laugh. It was funny.
Don't blame me. You're the one that started being loud.
Shh, both of you.
So I'm going to tell you now that you've lost your chance at a surprise attack.
Ayo will not so much whisper, "You are alone."
Wait, did you just try and tell the guys that are here to fight you that they're not that they're alone?
I did, yeah.
Roll me a persuasion.
No, it's funny. No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So one of them goes, "I think this tree's talking to me," and then you just hear clank behind his head. "Don't be bloody stupid. There's the kids here. Get them." Can you all roll me initiative, please? If you click on your token before... good. Yeah, if you click on your token before rolling, it populates for me. Yeah. Yeah, good times. All right. Sending. Tyne, do you want to do something?
Can I do? I don't know if it was like a bonus action or anything like that.
Well, I'm gonna say you did it before. You think you're getting into a fight, so you've done it.
Boss, I summon you.
So it activates on the same. When you activate, it activates directly after you,
Okay, yeah.
and it acts just like a gelatinous cube does. It's got less hit points. I will let you know when it dies, if it dies.
Yeah.
Which I should probably get the gelatinous cube rules up.
Is that like Pokemon fainted?
Yes. Don't worry, it's not dead. It's a demon. It can't actually die.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually got some battle music ready for us, so I will just get the rules up for gelatinous cube. So yes, it does not have 84 hit points. It currently has... Let's say it has the same amount of health as you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And as you increase, it will increase as well. I was
Aye.
trying to work out a fancy way of doing it, but I literally can't. No, that's too funky. That's very Persona-like. I like it. Okay, so it is combat time. As I said, I did not intend for you to get anywhere near here this session. So unfortunately, I've had to wing it a little bit. But wow, that is very funky music. Nyx, it is your go.
Where are the actual, like, people are fighting?
They're on the far side of the map, denoted by blue, red, yellow dots next to them.
Okay. I am going to, I'm just gonna measure first. Yeah. I am going to move forwards to, I think about there. I'll just.
What's your speed? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Because I.
Oh yeah, I can't go that far. I'll move.
Yeah, because you just moved 80 feet. How far do you move?
I can move 30 feet.
Okay, so you'd be there.
Yeah. Move towards there, and there's not much else I can do this turn.
Oh, okay. You can double move if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I'll do that then to get a bit closer.
Although be careful if you're jumping into the middle of them, because they will probably all go for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it.
Interesting. Okay, so actions in combat. The other things that you can do in combat are dodge. So any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, so you're dodged. So
Yeah.
as long as you can see them, they have disadvantage attack rolls against you. Laura, it is your go.
It is my goal. Where's my sheet gone? Hang on. Wow.
Just to warn you, gelatinous cube only moves 15 feet, so double move would get 30 feet.
Alright, 15 was that, yeah?
Yeah.
15. Cool. So okay, so I need.
Do you just want me to move the cube 30 feet forward?
1, 2, 3, 6. Must follow me for the time being, I guess. He doesn't have to move the full amount.
Just to there. Or
Yeah.
he can get to there.
Oh, I'll move to there as well, I think.
He's not blocking line of sight.
Yeah. Okay, that's. Yes. So, I'm going to cast Entangle
Mm-hmm.
in. Oh, no, that one. I guess this area here. Sort of from there.
Oh, why has it stopped playing the music already? No, wrong one. Damn it. So what's happening?
Entangle. Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. For the duration of these plants, turn the ground into a difficult area. And hopefully your guides will have to do a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants.
So what, did you want it there? But
Yeah, is that 20 foot?
well, not across because
Oh yeah.
that's 20 foot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 20 foot square. Yep.
And what, the two of them have to do a strength check.
Yeah, a creature in the area, when you cast the spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw. And the DC is 14.
So red gets... He fails.
Woo.
And yellow gets 13 strength. Fails if it's 14.
Yeah, 14.
So what happens to them now, sir?
They are restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends.
Okay, so while they're restrained, you get advantage against them, I believe.
Yeah, it's restrained. GHD, what's the word? Thing.
Incapacitated?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there isn't a restrained... Oh, wait, restrained. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's me. That's me done.
And for some reason, you are now stood in the slime. Io, your go.
I will simply dash forward, so 70 feet. Is it space?
Is your normal speed?
Normal speed is 35.
Okay, yeah. So, I
And that's it.
okay. Rosafina, your go.
Right. I shall move forward a wee bit. My speed is 25. And then I will, dicing with death here, I will use my cantrip Firebolt. It's 120.
Okay. Who would you like to aim for?
I'll aim at Blue Dude.
Okay, doke. Oh, you'd be a normal roll against him.
Yeah, but I don't want to risk setting. Oh, she's like placed down some grasping weeds and vines, and I don't want to set that on fire.
You're in a forest.
Yeah, but that's entrapping them.
Okay. That's a hit.
Sweet.
Eight damage. Okay. So I will be adding the amount of damage you've done to them so it counts up. So you know how much damage has been done to somebody. Anything else?
That is me done.
Okay. So it is Red's go. He will first use an action to try and break free of the vines and fail. He will then attempt to shoot Io with a crossbow, but he has disadvantage on his attack roll. So 6 plus 9. So that's a miss.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, it is your go.
Thaddeus is just going to move only slightly forward, just so that everyone comes into clearer view. So they're going to move about here. And then from this position, they are going to unleash an Eldritch Blast at yellow.
Sure. So you have advantage against him. 14. That's a hit. And is that 7 damage, is it?
It will be 7 damage, that is force damage to his chest. And as Thaddeus does it, he goes, "We really shouldn't try and fight these people."
That's your test. Your test is literally to stop these guys. Yellow will attempt to break free of his bindings. And succeed. You'll then attempt to take a shot at... What is the range? 80 feet. Let's take a shot at... Nyx. Okay, no, he won't. Nyx, can you roll me a D100?
I don't have a D100 on me.
You can roll it on roll 20.
Okay. There, yeah.
Where is that thing gone? 86. 86, 86, 86. Okay, so he's apparently confused now. Blue will... What speed are you? 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll take a crossbow shot at Io. And get a 13.
Does not eat.
Okie doke. Back to the top. India. Oh, sorry. Nyx, your go.
So I'm just gonna measure to check that I can. Yeah. I'm going to try and take a shot with my crossbow at yellow.
Okie doke. You don't have advantage on him.
Okay. That is an 18.
That is a hit.
And that is 8 points of damage.
So your crossbow bolt strikes him at dead center of the chest, and he falls to the floor, pretty much in, not screaming in agony, but he's letting out quite a lot of noise right now. So he.
Nyx gives a slight giggle.
Oh no, not another sadist. Lora, your go.
Mago. Alright. Let's see. Got more. Yeah, that's fine. Okay,
I'm a bit sad we didn't get the guy to be confused.
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, keep it.
Where do you want him to move to?
Probably just following me for the time being, because,
For there?
yeah, he's good. There we go. That's better. Thanks.
Knowing that this thing's a tank, it should probably be there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I'll remember that.
Anything that you don't want to be hit by, put that slime in front.
Okie dokie, I'm going to do a thorn whip. Yeah, there we go. Onto blue, sorry.
Sure. That hits.
6 piercing damage.
So you strike him across the chest, and although the thorn whip hits him, he falls unconscious, and you automatically drag him towards you.
Sweet.
Oh, stupid! Why don't you display over the top? That's really annoying. So there's just red left struggling in the thorns. Io, your go.
So, blue is unconscious?
Yep.
Okay. So, I will move... Let's see. As close as I can, and... I want to use the firebolt from the demon, but I don't know which modifier I should use.
It is a separate entity, so it will be +5 to hit.
That's... And it's advantage?
Yes, because he hasn't got himself out of the thorns yet. So 17 hits.
No, it's 12. I already put the
Oh.
plus 5.
Oh, right. 12 still hits. 11. Oh, no, 12 hits. 11 doesn't hit, but 12 hits.
Okay, so for the damage?
1. Du-du-du-du-du. Firebolt.
Because it's 1d10, right?
Yeah. It's just 1d10 damage. There's no modifier to it.
Three it is.
So you strike him and it singes him a little bit, and he's patting down his armor to blow out some of the cinders, and he looks at his two mates and actually it's not his activation yet, so he can't do anything. Sammy, your go.
By the way, Io will look at his hand and say, "Oh, so this is magic."
So that
And nothing.
it actually the fox on the pumpkin blinks into existence for a little bit over the top of you, and that's where the fire comes from.
Perfect. You will see the fox and say, "So this is magic." I don't know. Go.
Yes, it is your go, Rosafina.
So I will just stay where I am. I'm close enough. And aim for him with the firebolt.
Okie doke. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got advantage. He's still in the thorns.
Ah, forgot about that. Thank you. Does that hit?
Yes, that hits. I wanted to roll a 10 again.
A little damage. It's rolling 2 again.
Oh, it's only rolling the 1 on my screen.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
You got a 4.
Yeah.
So it's even more singed now. Do you have,
Oh, what a shame.
have you got anything else to do?
No, I'm just going to stand there and laugh at him.
Ah, the murder hobo comes out. The guy sort of pats him down and then instantly shoots his hands and all right, we give. You guys win. You didn't need to go that bloody hard, like.
To be fair, I did try and tell them not to fight you.
Well, that's daft. You are meant to fight, but you didn't have to almost kill my two friends.
They'll be alright.
Oh, we're supposed to fight. We're supposed to fight you. I wasn't listening to the chirpy guy. Right, if we're supposed to fight you, and then an Eldritch Blast will come out of Thaddeus's hand and aim at his chest.
Are you actually throwing an Eldritch Blast at him now?
Yup.
All right, roll to hit.
Would that be advantage because they're still in the thorns?
Yeah.
Poor guys, though. Come on.
$16 to hit.
Yep, and you've literally just sent him flying off his feet. He's unconscious now, like the rest of his friends.
Thaddeus.
Huzzah! He said we're supposed to fight him. I fought him. He lost.
After he had surrendered.
Oh, yes.
Io will go to the unconscious bodies and see if they're alright.
Watch the
Try
thorns.
to help them somehow.
You can immediately disperse the thorns. You can stop.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they all have a health potion on each of them, but they are all unconscious and currently doing death save, probably.
Okay, if I do see the potion, I'll try to administer it to the yellow, I think.
Sure.
Besides yellow.
Yep. So yellow recovers. He's no longer. He is stable and semi-awake now.
I'll do the same to red.
Yeah. Red recovers as well.
I'm sorry, soldier.
Thaddeus is looking at Nyx and just says to Nyx, "Did you see that? He flew off his feet."
Nyx says loudly so the others can hear, "You may have gone a bit far," but then whispers to Thaddy, "It was rather entertaining, wasn't it?"
I'm so glad you agree, darling.
Oh, good. Boss is with me. I was worried he was going to start eating blue.
Well, now that you've said that,
Could someone maybe check on the blue fellow before my boss? Come here.
oh,
I suppose I'd better go help him out.
I think Thaddeus and Nyx are just chuckling amongst themselves at the predicament of the soldiers.
I can confirm Nyx is definitely doing that. Glad that Thaddeus is someone that she doesn't have to pretend to be all sweet around.
so
Yeah, Thaddeus just looks at Nyx and is like, "Did you see it? Like, it was the way it hit him in the chest and then he just flew off his feet. It was just marvellous."
I preferred the bafflement on his face before you hit him.
It was funny.
I mean, he did say you were meant to fight him.
Well, precisely. He didn't say when we were supposed to stop now, did he?
Yeah, like, if we were in the military, we wouldn't just stop, would we?
Yeah, you don't surrender when they surrender. You finish the job.
Or you take hostages. Can't take a hostage if they're dead.
So after administering the aid, the red sort of like sits up, slumps against a tree stump, and goes, "What the bloody hell was that?"
That was a Thaddeus. Apologies.
I feel like I'm going to have to report that to my commanding officer. That's very undue conduct.
Nyx gives Thaddeus a bit of a glare to give the impression that she's on the side with the others, but then winks subtly.
Thaddeus notices the wink and then just sort of looks at the chap in red and goes, "Well, I mean, you could report it to your officer, but to be fair, I don't really care."
What kind of monsters are they making in that goddamn academy? Come on, guys, let's get out of here before I decide to off us.
Nice
Before you
sparring
go-
with you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Io.
Before you go, are there any others of you coming?
So,
Other soldiers?
he looks you up and down, Io, and like, would you tell the enemy that?
Well, you are defeated though.
Exactly, and dead men tell no tales.
You're not dead.
Thaddeus will chirp up and go, "We could make you dead if you prefer."
Thaddeus! Stop it!
Nyx is trying not to be too obviously giggling at that.
Going to get us in trouble.
Right,
Well, they're being ridiculous.
you all have fun with that. We're going back to base. And they all head off.
Good fight!
Well, that went well, I think.
All of you don't move your counters. Thaddeus, You suddenly feel a chill up your spine and a looming shadow.
Thaddeus will suddenly just sort of like, do you know in the cartoons where the character slowly sort of like turns their head to see what horror is behind them? Yeah, Thaddeus does that.
Standing uncomfortably close and literally peering over you is Howl, who has suddenly appeared out of nowhere and stood over you.
Oh, it's just you, Hal. Hello. How are you?
He pulls up, he's got his hands folded behind his back and he like pulls them out and then proceeds to slowly reach out and tap you on the forehead. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry. A con save, did you say?
Yes. Cool. You're now
16.
paralysed.
Paralyzed?
He literally just used hold person on you.
And yeah, Thaddeus just seizes up very, very uncouthly, just like.
I was watching your battle. Congratulations to all of you. Mostly all of you. I had high hopes for all of you. And I'm slightly disappointed, if I must say. Perhaps you were not ready.
Can Thaddeus talk through whole person? I don't
Nope.
know how whole person works.
Nope. Nope. I'll keep saying nope.
Thaddeus just gives him a look of mild, like, surprise. And if they could
I
roll
don't
their
think you
eyes,
even
they
can.
would.
You can't do anything. You are literally frozen in place. You cannot do anything or say anything.
Just Neville Longbottom, Petrificus Totalis.
Howl gestures to the rest of you to come closer. Do you have anything to say for yourselves?
Can you teach me that spell so next time I can restrain him?
Yes, actually, I can.
Sweet.
We are creating not just soldiers, but well-functioning people, individuals. You are here to uphold the principles of the Republic and what it stands for. We are not making monsters. Am I clear?
Yes, how?
I will look at Howl and say, and what does the Republic value?
Freedom. In all its guises.
I will try to hold a scowl, but stay silent about the word freedom.
Howl reaches forward and taps Thaddeus on the forehead again, releasing you from the spell.
As soon as Thaddeus can speak, and they can hear what Howl said regarding the freedom.
Yeah.
And Thaddeus just looks at Howl and goes, well, if the Republic is trying to uphold the freedoms of its citizens, then wasn't I free to do what I did?
Free to try and take another's life? No. You
I
are.
mean, I didn't try and take his life, Howl. He's alive.
You can sort of. He sort of cricks his neck like an owl and looks at you, and you can sort of feel the void staring at you. It's like, I will be watching you very closely. Do you understand?
Thaddeus sort of looks at Howl, puts their 2 fingers to their lips, blows a kiss, and then we'll wait to see what happens.
Perhaps the best way to show you would be to give you a taste of your own medicine.
Rosie is now
Thaddeus
giggling.
just shrugs. Yeah, Thaddeus just shrugs and goes, perhaps.
Students,
move
stand
away.
back now.
Sorry, DM, what did you say?
I was telling everybody else to stand back.
Oh god.
Nyx, unless you wish to be a part of this punishment as well, I would suggest you stand back as well.
Nyx quickly stand back. If I can. Yep.
Oh, Thaddeus is going to remember everyone just moving out of the way.
Howl presents his hand forward, which is... It's a leather glove, but it has like points on the end. And there's a flicker. And then suddenly it is engulfed with a fireball. It's like... Don't worry. You won't be dead. And he raises his hand above his head. And it's like... Have you learnt your lesson yet?
As Thaddeus sees this giant ball of fire appear in the hand of Hal, Thaddeus just sort of looks up and goes, okay. Hal, darling, Hal, you've proven your point. I am sorry. I'll try better.
I feel that you're
Is that the right
surrendering. Is that right?
Better.
Oh.
And as Thaddeus realizes what's happening, Thaddeus just puts a middle finger up at Howl and just lets what happens happen.
I see. And he brings his hand down on top of you. Roll me a Constitution save, please.
Can I, when Howl is putting his hand down, I will sigh and try to run towards Thaddeus and move him away, if I can.
Thaddeus rolled a 17.
Well, you're taking half damage. Roll me a dexterity check, please. For IO.
Yeah, dexterity is not my strong suit, I would say.
Oh, how can I? I actually did want you to push him out of the way to show some camaraderie.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. But
So you know what? I'll allow it. You close the distance and you push him out the way, Thaddeus out the way, but you are now in the same spot that he was in, with Howl bringing his hand down.
that's fine.
Thaddeus collapses
Comrades
onto the floor in a heap, and you are looking up at this fireball literally coming straight at you, only for it to stop inches away from your face. Howl clenches his fist and snuffs the flame out Right. I see all is not lost. I will be watching. And he turns his back and begins to walk away.
Thaddeus will stand up, dust themselves off, and will come over to Io and just be like, I'm going to give you a hug. Do cat people like hugs? And then Thaddeus just gives you a hug.
Everybody likes hugs, Taddy. But don't do this again, please.
I mean, I wasn't expecting him to pull a sun out of his hand. A little extreme, if you ask me.
It was fairly fun to watch, though.
Thaddeus looks at Nyx and goes, I think I might have got on his last nerve, don't you, Nyx?
Probably.
And with that, we will call it there for this session. Yeah, that.
I wasn't expecting Thaddeus to be the rebel of the group, but apparently so.
Rebel's not the word I would use. Murder hobo, yeah, but rebel, no. But yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Obviously, you've defended yourself. We'll see how it goes on in the next session. But yeah, now you know that you are not alone out here. You are being watched and judged.
Freedom. Is that right?
Right, yeah, freedom. Freedom's totally there still.
Yeah, you are free to make that choice. You just have to deal with the consequences. Would anybody like to ask any questions before we head off?
Right, one thing, I wanted to ask if everyone could put the names of the character near their names in 20, because I'm having real trouble, like, connecting the names and the voices. I don't know. But I think I'm getting it, like Rosie, Lora, and Nyx, and Thaddeus. Okay, no, yeah. Do whatever.
Yeah, India's Nyx, Aaron's Thaddeus. You're obviously Io. Tyne is Lora, and Sammy is Rosie. But yeah, we'll sort that out for next time. Any other questions?
Nope, I'm good.
If Thaddeus hadn't have hit the guy unconscious, would the fireball have come out?
No, the guy surrendered. That's why you were getting punished.
Yeah, that checks out. That makes sense.
I'm alright. I can't think of any questions.
Okie doke. So if we're all good, we'll sign off for now, and thank you for joining us. Okay, bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.